Hello there, friends. I'm Veronica. For those of you that do not know, my channel is about helping others live softer lives by simplifying things and, um, getting rid of some things we don't need and adding tools and tricks that will help us to do things with ease. Not so much work starting from scratch and so on. But today's video is the final day, day number 7, and it's regarding the 7 days of healing for women who are tired of being tired. We had 6 previous days, although they weren't consecutively. This is the 7th day, and the 7th day is just basically a wrap up and to go over the things that we were covering in this 7-day series. So, we will go ahead and get right back into that, as I will be looking over to check my notes so I don't forget anything. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Again, my name is Veronica. My business is called Get Your Act Together, and my website is softerlifebeyondtrauma.com. All right, so those are different ways that you can connect with me, and through the website, if you go ahead and click on the free tips for softer living, those will be emailed to you. So please feel free to comment. I can also arrange to have those or email to you or send you the link to request those. All right, so we will go ahead and get back into this. And remember to like if this is content that you enjoy, or share if this is something that you think will resonate with others. Please feel free to share, and definitely subscribe if you're wanting to receive notification when I do upload additional videos. All right, so as we were talking about, women are tired of being tired. Excuse me. So, as we know, there's a kind of exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix. That's when you're just going, and everything seems like it's running together. So, no matter how much sleep you get, that's not going to help until you make some serious, substantial changes. So, on that note, it, can also be described as, a kind of tiredness that women, carry in silence, after decades of caregiving, even that could, maybe show up as, your own biological children, family members, parents, caregiving is a wide range. So surviving, working, and showing up when no one else did. So that's why I created the Softer Life Beyond Trauma 7-day video series. These daily reflection tools and truths were made for women like you. Women who are tired of being tired but not ready to give up. So here's a look back at what we uncovered together, one day at a time. So in day 1, women are tired of being tired. We began naming the unspoken truth. Women, especially Black women, and women holding families together, are running on empty. Society celebrates our strength, but forgets we're human. Day 1, I gave you voice to our weariness and introduced the idea that rest is revolutionary. Just because you want to rest and you want to listen to your body, don't listen to people that may say, oh, you're lazy. No, that's called self-care. You can't keep running on empty. You have to listen to your body, and there has to be time in your day where you get total rest. So that means turning off devices. That means, maybe putting that phone on silent, because you can't keep going and constantly, giving from your nearly empty cup and you're not allowing yourself to refill your cup because you're constantly giving to others. So as we moved into day 2, we discussed how did we get so disconnected. So on day 2, we explored the emotional distance many women feel from others and even from themselves. Between endless responsibilities and trauma responses, we often live on autopilot, and that's not okay, ladies. This day reminded us that the journey back to ourselves starts with small moments of presence and permission to feel. So it's okay to be totally present and not be thinking about, oh, I need to be doing this, or I need to be doing this for my kid, oh, or did I do that? Or no, it's okay to just take those moments and be present and not be, or allow your mind to be distracted with other things. So we moved into day 3, and day 3 was about what rest really looks like and why do we resist it. So in day 3, we went a little deeper into what real rest means, not just sleep, but spiritual, mental, emotional, and social rest. We uncovered why rest feels unsafe for women trained to constantly perform and how to reclaim it guilt-free in daily life. So although, you may feel like that superwoman or feel like, oh, everybody comes to you for answers, or you feel an obligation when that phone rings or that you need to respond and respond right now, and you always have to have the answers. No. Your responsibility is to take care of you and take care of you first, because if you don't take care of you, you can't truly help others. So then we move right into day 4, surviving on Social Security, raising grandkids, and still showing up. Now that's a lot. More than just a mouthful, that is a lot, to try to navigate, especially in these current times with, consistent change. And yeah. So by day 4 was a love letter to women over 50, the ladies that are in my age group. Those navigating fixed income, single parenting, caregiving, and often deep grief. If you've ever felt invisible while doing the impossible, this day affirmed your worth and offered tools to restore yourself gently and sustainably. So, ladies, as we, get into our 50s and beyond, we have to really slow down and listen to ourselves and be open to sharing knowledge with those that are younger than us, especially our legacy. Many times we're so used to doing it all and we have a certain way that we want it done, but it's okay to delegate. It's okay to ask for help. They may not do it exactly the way you would want it done, but someone showing up and willing to help and has that open heart and sincerely wants to help, accept it, ladies. Help is help. And we just have to, remember, no one's perfect, and the help can allow you additional time to rest. So as we moved into day 5, we discussed working full-time, in school full-time, and still feeling stuck. Many of us are trying to reach other goals, or we, are trying to go, take our business further, scale up, and we wanted to polish, our current skills, because although, especially if you're like me in your 50s, the coursework you took 10, 20 years ago, some of it may not be relevant. So, you're trying to better yourself, but you're still feeling stuck, like, oh my gosh, am I getting anywhere? And I'm just tired. So we spoke directly to the women juggling work, school, and loneliness, because when you're trying to do all that, Many times you have to decline some social events, parties, or just getting together. Although we need to learn to weave some of that in there, but many times we're having to decline. So that leads into sometimes the feeling of loneliness. So the achiever who feels overwhelmed and unseen, day 5 reminded us that we are not behind, we are building. And that even in busy seasons, we deserve softness and support. And remember, I am a life coach, so if you're wanting some one-on-one, wanting some direction, you're trying everything, just feeling stuck, not sure, where to pick up and go, I can definitely direct you. Please feel free to reach out, and we can schedule a time and we can discuss some things. So, day 6, loss, responsibility, and loving through bars. Some of us have incarcerated family members, loved ones, and friends. So that is another area that, creates isolation and loneliness, because you're not always wanting to share that you have a loved one that is incarcerated. And even navigating those systems can be confusing, ever-changing, and just frustrating. So this was the most emotional day for many. It honored the women grieving a parent, raising a child, sibling, holding down a household, and loving someone incarcerated. It reminded us that strength does not mean silence, and healing does not mean doing it all alone. So, you may want to be open to building community, working with others that are experiencing the same things that you are experiencing, because you don't want to navigate all of those different responsibilities in life alone, because it can be very overwhelming and lead to burnout. So again, if you're wanting tools and tips and so on, I do have experience in these areas, and I'd be more than happy to work with you. Otherwise, you feel free to check out some of my other videos, and you'll find more information and upcoming content on these different topics. So, as we moved into day 7, which is today, dreaming of more but afraid to leap. On the final day today, we turn toward the future. We may want to leave your current state, or you may even want to leave your current country, depending on where you reside. Build a business, or even move abroad. Leave your country. But fear and slow growth feel heavy. This day gave permission to dream softly, move gently, and trust that even slow steps lead to a freer life. So when you're, dreaming of more, you want to be in community and connection with people that, are going to encourage you. You want to avoid the naysayers. If you're not on the same wavelength, it's okay to get, constructive criticism, because there may be something you may overlook and they're wanting to point out. But if you know in your heart before you open your mouth to certain people that they're going to be like, no, then no, don't waste your time. Get in community with people that are on the same wavelength and are similar in the goals and passions that you have. So, like I mentioned, that may mean leaving your state. There are other women that are wanting to leave their state. You may be like, I don't know where to get started. Where am I going to get the money from? How am I going to, downsize? Well, your girl has you. So please reach out if you, want, some help through coaching in this area. I have moved out of state a few times, so I have a little experience in moving. So yeah, I'd be more than happy to help with that. And for those of you that are wanting to build a business, I've heard a lot this year, people are wanting to cut out the middle person. They are tired of showing up with these valuable skills and experience, but you're going through a company that gives you pennies on the dollar. Yes, I can help with that too. So if you're wanting to build that business, you know, maybe you just don't like navigating paperwork. Maybe you just don't know where to start, where to, you know, launch and how to fine tune. Those are definitely things that, you know, I have experience with and I'd be more than happy to help with. Most importantly, it's important to just get started, to, you know, start journaling about what you bring to the table, what you enjoy, what you love, what you are passionate about, and finding a way to monetize that. And, you know, for most of us, you know, we just enjoy helping others. So again, if that's bringing you joy, something you love doing, it's your passion and you're helping others, and you just need some help on figuring out how to monetize it, I can definitely help with that. I enjoy seeing other women win and helping them win. So on the move abroad, you know, many people are wanting to leave the country, and I would encourage you to join many of the groups that are here on YouTube, and there are some groups or communities on Facebook. There are even some groups on WhatsApp. You know, start getting your information, start, you know, just doing some searching. But remember, this is about ease. This is not about, you know, doing stuff from the ground. You know, there are people that have walked before you, and they're more than willing to share that knowledge with you, so you're not spending lots of time and energy, because after all, you're already tired. You're trying to get somewhere, possibly move abroad or visit different places too. You find that place that seems like home, and there are women that have done this and are doing this. So yes, I can definitely help with, you know, directing you to different communities that are working on this goal of moving abroad and living in peace, you know, living that simpler life. So please don't get stuck on the hype if you are living in the US of A, that it is the best country. I'm not here to down the country and so on, but there are other countries that will welcome you, that will respect you, and would, you know, receive you with open arms, not so critical of you, not you being on a job having to do 3 times the work of others, your other counterparts, to prove yourself. There are other countries that are more affordable, but have much better health care, you know, much better service, and so on. So please don't buy the hype of America is the best country and, you know, everybody wants to be here. And I'm not saying that, you know, we don't have some qualities, but I think we have lots of room for improvement. And I think, you know, being open-minded and just exploring other areas is not, you know, a hurtful thing. I think you would find it more peaceful and relaxing to be able to at least visit, you know, another country. And again, do your homework, you know, get in community with others that have the like-minded, you know, quest in their lives, so you can move forward. But just know that there are some places that you can actually rest and not feel like you have to compete with others. You have to have, you know, this big house and, you know, dealing with this big mortgage, or you have to have the, you know, the latest and greatest vehicle. Many other places have great public transportation. Could save you a lot of headache from, you know, having all these bills and responsibilities. You know, if you're able to get to where you need to get, and it's convenient, it's reliable, and a fraction of the cost, consider that. You may even want to consider that right here if you are in America. You know, how can you downsize and not worry about what the next person thinks? Oh, because, you know, you are choosing to downsize, you're choosing to possibly share your vehicle, possibly on a ride share platform, or just get rid of your vehicle and utilize public transportation so you can reach your goals. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be in debt. You don't have to be living from paycheck to paycheck. You don't have to be subscribing to all these credit cards with these high ass interest rates. You don't have to be, you know, with the different, you know, payment programs that allow you to pay over time. Sometimes we need that. Nothing wrong with that. But getting in the habit so you can put on this front, like, you know, you really got it going on. You know, who are you fooling, number one? And is that healthy? You know, happiness is priceless. So I'm going to leave it at that before I get off on one of my tangents or on my soapbox. So, in final reflection, these 7 days were never about fixing your life overnight, because we didn't get here overnight. They were about creating space to grieve, breathe, reflect, and begin again, one soft moment at a time. If at any part of this series spoke to you, I invite you to keep going with me. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, connect on any of my other socials, and please visit my website, softerlifebeyondtrauma.com, so you can be able to sign up for that free tips on softer living. It's free, 10 different tips, things that you can start today to start making your life a little easier and softer. And remember, your healing isn't loud, it's sacred. Your softness isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And your chapter, it gets to feel good. So, with love and softness, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope to see you in the next videos. And please, leave some comments. You know, let me know if there's any questions I can answer and how I can show up for you. On that note, remember, you are a blessing to this world, and remember to keep being a blessing to this world. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.